When I hit 4,000 subscribers, I asked you guys to ask me questions. And now, at 12,000 subscribers, I'm gonna answer those questions. The difference between 4,000 subscribers and 12,000 subscribers was not that long ago. Surprisingly, I'm very grateful, thank you. In this video, I'm gonna be reading your questions, and then I'm gonna be answering your questions, and that's it. First question, is creatine good for girls trying to get smaller? Well, let's talk about creatine. And disclaimer, I'm not an expert on creatine, so take what I say with grains of salt. So creatine monohydrate specifically is one of the most researched supplements in all of fitness. It's a natural substance that's found in most animal cells, and especially in the meats you eat. And as of right now, no downsides to taking creatine. I'm not gonna go into all the science behind it because I don't know the science, but in a nutshell, it makes your muscles stronger because creatine helps it get more energy, and it also draws water to your muscles, making them harder and making them bigger. But back to your question. If your goal is trying to get smaller, then creatine's probably not for you. But I'm sure when you say smaller, you probably mean getting leaner, building a better physique overall, and just, losing weight. Because honestly, if you just want to get smaller, all you have to do is spam cardio, lift no weights, and eat very little food. It's pretty simple. And I think a lot of girls are afraid to do resistance training because they're afraid they're gonna appear masculine and bulky. But that is not possible just based on genetics. And really the only women that look like that are on that go-go juice. In fact, if you do resistance training as a female, you're gonna get more muscle and you're just gonna develop naturally feminine features. It's just based on how we're born. So while you might technically get bigger, you're gonna look better. Guaranteed. Next question. When following a calisthenics routine, how would you go about trying to fit learning new progressions in there, like front lever, for example, without mucking up the routine? Okay, well, the way I like to train skills is first look at what movement is it doing and what muscles is it training. So if we do look at the front lever, we see it is by definition a pulling movement. And if we look further, it's training your lats, it's training your upper back quite a bit, as well as engaging some other muscles like your triceps, your core, etc. So naturally, it's a pulling movement. So I would put it at the start of my pull day. And the start is very important because you're gonna have the most focus, you're gonna have the most energy, and have the best time training the skill at the start of your workout. But if you don't wanna just simply add it on top of your workout and you don't wanna add more time to your routine, then you'd wanna replace an exercise in there that has a similar movement pattern. Let's say for the front lever, because it's horizontal pulling, you'll wanna replace another horizontal pulling motion. If you're already doing inverted rows, then you'll be basically removing inverted rows from your routine and swapping in the front lever. And there's tons of ways to do it. It's how I like to do it, but there's no one size fits all, so you do whatever works for you. Next question. Is Markiplier your brother? Okay, listen up. Look, I know I kinda look like Markiplier, okay? I got that comment a lot in middle school, but I don't think I look that much like Markiplier, okay? Like, he is a handsome hunk of a man with gorgeous hair. It's okay, and look, he can grow a full beard. What is this? This is nothing. It's no beard. It's a mistake. And somebody left me a comment on one of my videos saying I was Markiplier drawn from memory. This is my life now, isn't it? Next question. Is it better to train abs and forearms on a separate day or at the end of workouts? Personally, for me, I like to do them at the end of workouts. I don't typically want to add a day to my push-pull leg split that focuses only on forearms and abs. One, just doing abs and forearms just seems like a bit of a boring workout for me. I wouldn't really enjoy it. And two, like I said before, I don't want to restructure anything. Next question. Frickin' damn. What makes you want to do calisthenics? Well, I used to be a very antisocial person in high school, and I did not want to step foot into a gym because talking to people is scary. And like most of us, we discover calisthenics from a YouTuber we like to watch. If I'm the first YouTuber to introduce you to calisthenics, I'm flattered and I'm glad you guys are on this journey. But for me, the YouTuber that did that was Chris Heria. Chris Heria. Plus, calisthenics is a lot of fun, period. You see the tricks of people doing stuff on the bar, stuff on like the ground. It's crazy, it's fun. You wanna do those things, it's inspirational. And that's one of the main reasons. It's just a lot of fun. There we go, next question. What's a good bulk meal anyone can make? I don't really bulk myself, because every day is kind of a bulk for me. But I think the easiest meal is one that takes not too much time and it's not too expensive. And my go-to for meals that fit that criteria is ground beef. And if you're looking to bulk, it's going to be fatty ground beef. Ideally 30-70, but 20-80 is good enough. I said those ratios backwards, but that's okay. Basically, just take your beef, fry it up in a pan, get the water out. It starts frying in its own oil. Then you can add any seasoning you want. I like to add gochujang, garlic, soy sauce, but you can add taco seasoning. You could add Cajun seasoning. You can do whatever you want. That's the greatest thing about this meal. And I like to put in some frozen veggies, like one of those bags. It's cheap, it's easy, doesn't take too much effort, and then eat it with rice. It's not fancy, it's not gourmet, but it works. You can easily fit your macros, and you can make it taste like whatever you want. The world's your oyster with ground beef. Next question. Future content goals? Okay. Well, alongside with the calisthenics content, which I'm probably going to be doing forever, is maybe I want to experiment a bit with some self-improvement content as well. Things talking about like motivation, discipline, anything to help you guys out, because we do want to get stronger with calisthenics, but I also want to help you guys become better men as well, if that's something you guys want. And honestly, big picture goal for me is to drop everything and do this full time. That would be a nice dream, because I could focus everything on creating content and creating things to help you guys. But that's a dream. We will continue to dream, and we'll see how long it takes. Next question. What exercises would you recommend doing for core strength? I think you might know my answer here if you've been watching my videos a while. The dragon flag. Any progression of the dragon flag works perfectly as long as you're training with the right intensity. But if you don't want to do the dragon flag, you can't do the dragon flag. The hollow body hold also works amazing. It trains your abs kind of the same way, and it really helps with handstand training as well. If I were to offer one more exercise, the L-sit, definitely. It's too much of a classic to exclude. Next question. How do you juggle fitness with videos, hobbies, family, and friends, and also school or university or a job? Oh, well, I'll tell you. I don't really. I do try my best, but it is tough because I do work a full-time job while doing YouTube as well. But the perks of having a full-time job is I have less time to work on videos, which sucks, but I have the power of money, and with money, I can harness the power of outsourcing. And speaking of outsourcing, say hello to my new editor, Thomas.
Ryoichi Tenkai. Hi.
Oh, that Thomas. What a great guy, huh? Pretty spiffy, if you do say so myself. But besides that, yeah, time is a big thing, and I try to manage my time throughout the day with blocks of work, blocks of full-time job, blocks of writing videos, etc. I'm just working with like time slots. But when you want to work hard on these things, you need to sacrifice some other stuff. Like I don't play as many games as I used to, I don't watch as much anime as I used to, and I don't hang out with friends as much as I used to. And again, if I were to do this YouTube full-time, that'd be great. My problems would be solved. But for now, I will continue to suffer until this dream becomes a reality. That's a little sad, but next question. Is muscle twitching normal after and during a workout? No. Sometimes this happens to me as well, and from what I've researched, it could be just a sign of not enough electrolytes. So, you know, eat your salt and stay hydrated. Next question. How do you stay disciplined? Okay. The best way to stay disciplined is just getting over the first hurdle, which is starting. If you can just start the thing you wanted to do, even if you dread doing it, you've already jumped over the hardest hurdle, then you're just running the rest of the race. And there's times where you're going to jump over that hurdle a lot during your journey. There are going to be times when you feel not motivated. Maybe you had a bad day or you're just not feeling it. If you know you can jump over that hurdle once on the worst days, you can jump over that hurdle every single time on the best days, or even on mediocre days. And that's it. You get over that first obstacle, you just win. You won the day. You've conquered it, because that was the hardest step. You did it. It doesn't get harder from there. You started. That's it. It always takes me back to this one amazing quote. I don't remember where it's from. I just know I heard it on the Modern Wisdom podcast. The magic you're looking for isn't the work you're avoiding. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Next question. If you could live inside the universe of any anime, which one would it be? Well, that's a tough question because I think a lot of these anime worlds that I like would probably kill me. If I were as I am now, probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Alchemy is really cool. If you know it, it's probably nice, but if you don't know it, it's not a big deal. You can get a friend who knows it or something. And honestly, how dangerous can it be? If I was the protagonist and I had a bit of plot armor, probably JoJo, because having a stand would be freaking cool at the risk of getting into a stand battle every time I go to the bathroom. Next question. You like jazz? Damn right I do. Another question here. If you had to pick any cheat meal, what is it and why and where from if it's fast food? Okay, well, not my favorite food in the world. Anything that's all you can eat sushi. There's actually this like stupid story that happened when my friends went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place. So we just finished a rock climbing session and we thought, we're pretty hungry. We could eat probably anything at this point. We're starving. Oh, there's a sushi restaurant on the other side of the street. Let's go to that sushi restaurant. And we're there, we sit down, we get our menu, and we order just a bunch of stuff. And it's satisfying. And we're scarfing this much food. But I knew in my mind, and my other friends' minds, that this is a competition to see who could eat the most food. And so I made it my goal to out-eat these two little buffoons. So it's probably about like an hour in, we're ordering so much food and we're still eating. One of my friends is a little shorter. He stopped eating at some point, and I think he was the smarter out of the three of us because we were still scarfing down food like nobody's business. The worst part was, this wasn't even good sushi. Like, there was better sushi than this. Some of it was actually kind of gross. But we kept going because both of us are very determined. And every single time the waitress brought our, like, boat of sushi, she always just gave us a look because we've been there for probably an hour now and we're still eating. We get to, like, near the end of the meal and we're like, okay, we'll order more stuff, deep fried wontons, a bunch of salmon nigiri. We'll eat it and then we're done, okay? That was the deal we made. And I thought I was still like maybe 10% hungry, and he probably was too. And the moment we saw the food come was the moment we knew, okay, we are not hungry anymore. So we have this massive plate of food that both of us do not want to touch because we are full to the brim. And so we didn't want to pay for the extra, so we just start hiding it in like our tea under a napkin. Like I'm pretending to like roll it up like a big ball of tissue on the side of the table. And then the waitress brings out the last plate for us, sees us doing it, and just looks at us like, yeah, you guys are not allowed to order anymore. I'm gonna bring your bill. And so, yeah, they kicked us out. But we had a small victory because we ate enough food at a buffet for them to kick us out. And we had a little bit of a cheer as we held our distended stomachs in pain and rolled out of that place. Next question. What are the most important habits to drop to lose fat? Well, first of all, don't eat a whole restaurant. But second, if there's one habit to really drop, it's snacking. If you eat stuff throughout the day, that's gonna get in the way of how you manage your calories. But I think it's easier to adopt habits rather than get rid of habits, especially if you've been doing them for a while. One of the first and probably underrated ones is just getting comfortable with the feeling of hunger. When you're in a calorie deficit, there are times where you're gonna just feel super hungry at the end of the day and you're not allowed to eat any more calories. Sometimes you can't do anything and you have to bear that pain of hunger until you sleep, but it'll go away when you wake up and it'll just be a new day. Secondly, another good habit to do is not just think about your calories throughout the day, but think about them throughout the entire week. Because if you overeat your calorie budget on one day, you can still consider the rest of the days of that week and save that day of overeating. It's a pretty good way to think about it. It helps you not to stress on those specific days. And if you know you're gonna eat a lot on the weekend, just eat less throughout the rest of the week. Simple as that. Next question. Do you have any good leg and butt exercises that aren't as aggressive on the joints? Somebody I know has some knee problems. Short range of motion step-ups work pretty well. They don't cause that much pain. And just glute bridges are also very good as well because you can do them lying down. Pretty good. Next question. What inspired you to start working out? A very bad heartbreak and Chrysaria. How to get rid of my penguin legs? Asking for a friend. Okay, penguin legs. I'm going to assume you mean like when your toes point outwards. The easiest way to cure penguin legs is to stretch your abductor muscles because they're probably too tight and they're pulling your your feet this way. So just give that a stretch. Strengthen your adductor muscles too, so naturally you'll start pointing forward. Good luck to your friend. Next question. Where can I find those pants you wore in the Toji video? They look really comfortable. They are very comfortable. They're extra large white joggers from The Bay. The Bay is I think it's a Canadian store. I don't know if it's in America. But those for the video, the ones I wore in the video, those aren't my real Toji pants. These are my real Toji pants. Look at them. They're from Amazon. They're called harem pants and they're huge. Super comfortable. Next question. What is your favorite meat? Type / specific if you have no veganity. Lies if vegan. Well, I'm not vegan. I like meat too much. My favorite meat is 2 words. Pork belly. Because my favorite food in the entire world is a Chinese dish called hong shao rou. And it is just twice cooked pork belly. It's amazing. It's delicious. It's perfect. Perfect. And finally, we come to the last question. And I'm anticipating this to be the best question that anybody will ever ask. Here we go. Can you make a video about workouts that would benefit a wrestler or an MMA fighter and include stretches? Sure. We could end it there, but I will include a sentiment about being gay. Well, thank you guys for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers now. I think that this is freaking nuts. I've never thought I would ever achieve this amount of subscribers in the time frame that it happened. And no, I'm just incredibly grateful. I'm equally confused because I don't know how I got here, but doesn't matter. Thank you guys so much. And join my Discord, join my newsletter, and subscribe.